Hello children, how are you all? Yes, now I am going to show you a symbol. Now we have to guess the symbol. What is this? What does this symbol represent? Any guess? I think you might have seen this many times in your schools with your friends. Any guess? Yes, you are right. This is the symbol of Red Cross. If you think that this represents medicine or doctors, you are wrong. Because doctors have a separate symbol. Many gets confused between these two. Doctor symbol is called as caduceus. A staff will be there. It will be entwined by two serpents. Serpents means பாம்பு. ஒரு நீளமான ஒரு குச்சில ரெண்டு பாம்பு பின்னி இருக்க மாதிரி இருக்கும். That is the symbol of doctors. And this is purely the symbol of Red Cross Society, which exists all over the world. We call as Red Cross. If you go to some Islamic countries, they call it as Red Crescent. So whatever it is, I feel very happy to say that Red Cross exists everywhere in and around the world. And now, I'll ask you one question. Now you have to imagine, think over it and answer. Shall I ask you? Yes. Listen carefully. Now we have to imagine something. Yes. Dear children, imagine that you are tugging in a lifeboat and you are in the deep sea. So, you are tugging a lifeboat. Lifeboat naka ஒரு உயிர் மீட்கப்படுற ஒரு படகுல டக்கிங்னாக்கா அந்த போட்டோட என்ன பண்றீங்க நீங்கனாக்கா ஒரு ஒரு ஆழமான ஒரு கடல் பகுதியில் இருக்கிறீங்க. Now, it has become dark everywhere. Dark clouds can be seen. The sea water too started to jump here and there. So, it's a difficult time for you. At that moment, you see a hole in the boat. Just imagine you are tugging a lifeboat and you are in the middle of the sea. It is dark everywhere and no one is around you. That is a very important thing. You are the sole person in the boat. You are the only person in the boat. At that time, there is a hole in the boat. So what happens? The water comes in, gushes inside the boat. And also the thing is, you don't know swimming. You don't know how to swim in the river or sea. So just think it over, the situation. What you are going to do now? How will you escape from this situation? And also, many crocodiles have surrounded you. Many crocodiles have surrounded you. So it's a very pathetic condition for you. Now you have to escape from this critical situation. How will you escape? I'll give you just some 5 seconds. Just think it over and tell me. Think the condition. You have to imagine strongly. Has any guess? I can hear some murmuring sounds. No guess. Okay. Let me tell my answer to you. The answer is very simple. Stop imagining. That's all. If you stop imagining, everything will be all right. So it's just fun for you. And now we get into the second scene of this Old Man River. We are going to see the competencies in this one. Understand and elicit meanings of the words in different contexts. And by using dictionary, thesaurus and digital facilities, you children hope you will be using dictionaries. Next one. Exhibits in action and practice the value of honesty, cooperation, patriotism, and while speaking and writing on variety of topics. Third one. Organizes and structures the thoughts, presents information and opinion in variety of oral and written forms for different audience and purposes. The next, reads with comprehension the given text or some materials given to you, employing strategies like skimming, predicting, previewing, reviewing and interfering. The last competency is reads literary texts for enjoyment, pleasure, and compares, interprets, and appreciate characters, themes, plots, and incidents, and finally gives opinion. So these are the competencies which we see in this one. And the characters, we have seen already in our first episode. What are the characters we come across? Let us just recall one by one. As we know, Amy Marshall, 17 years old girl, and Betty Marshall, Amy's younger sister, then Rosefield, a small girl, 16 years old, that is Marshall's neighbor. Actually, Amy Marshall and Rose Field both are very close friends. Next is Sarah Field, a very small girl of 9 years old. Rose's sister. She is the sister of Rose. Next, Jim Hall, the hero of the story, hero of the drama. We know, the JRC participant. 17 years old, another neighbor. And in this second episode, we are introducing two splendid personalities. One is Mr. Peters, and he is the member of Red Cross Disaster Committee. I told you what Disaster Committee is. Disaster Committee will serve the people who are in problems and who are in suffering struggles. So he is one of the members of the Red Cross Disaster Committee. And next one is Penny Marsh, Miss Penny Marsh. Penny Marsh is a nun but a nurse of the Red Cross Society. So two characters we are including in this one. So one is Mr. Peters, a new character. He is the member of the Red Cross Society. Particularly, he is a member of Red Cross Disaster Committee. And the next one is Miss Marsh, Miss Penny Marsh, a nurse in the Red Cross Society. Now we'll go to the scene. The same scene, the same setting. What is the setting we have seen in the first episode? Yes, the drawing house. That is the living room of Amy's house. So all the three are there. Amy, Betty, and Sarah are there. But one is missing. Can you guess who it is? Yes? Yes, you are right. It is Jim. Now I'll ask you one question. Where is Jim? If you understood the first episode, first scene correctly and fully, you can answer this question very easily. Now where is Jim? Yes? Yes, I can hear someone saying, yes, you are right. Jim is on the rooftop. What is he doing there? He is just waiting for some help. What does he have in his hand? He has a torchlight, flashlight we call, torchlight, and he is waving here and there to get help from someone, because since it is very dark, he is busy on the rooftop. Now again we come to the scene, to the living room of Amy. Amy, Sarah, Betty all are there, sitting very closely amidst fear and frightening. Now Jim gives polite order for them. Jim asks them to move everything to the attic. Why Jim says so? Jim asks all these friends to move everything to the attic. Why? Because we know water is creeping. For each and every minute, water is just coming up. It has touched their floor, their entrance of the house itself. So very soon, as Jim said earlier in the first scene, by next morning, Jim would have said, by next morning, water would reach this limit. So, since water is just coming up and up, so they want to pack up all their essentials. What are essentials? As I said you already, food, clothing, shelter. These are the essential things. Mainly food, clothing and water here. So they have to be overnight there without food and everything. So they have to pack everything. So packing their food, Jim asked them to pack their essentials. So to move everything to the attic, so that if they get any help from others, they could easily move to the safer place. This is the condition here. So what they do, they bring food, water and blankets also. Blankets, because part of Mississippi River, it is very chilly region, very chilly region. That too, flood is outside, flood is just overflowing outside, river water is gushing out. So there is no other way, surely it will be very chill. So the blanket also, as they are going to sleep in the attic. So they are going to spend their whole night in the attic itself. If anyone doesn't come, there is no other way, they have to spend the whole night in the attic itself. So they have planned, they have taken everything to the attic now. Amy wants to save her father's valuable books. So in the act of preserving valuable things, Amy does a thing. Amy wants to save two things of their belongings. One is their father's valuable books, and another one is her mother's jewel case. Her mother's jewel case. And Jim sees this, and Jim refuses it politely. He tells Amy, this is not the thing we have to do now. We have to safeguard only our essential things. So they are on their way to attic now. While they are on their way to attic, they hear a voice outside and realize that someone has come to help. Actually, what happened, something has stamped their house. thudding sound they have heard. They hear a voice outside now, as if someone is calling from outside. And they now realize that they thank God because they think that someone has come to help them, come to assist them. When they just see through the windows, both are from Red Cross. Both are just tugging their boat and they have reached the place. The Red Cross nurse, also she is, who have come in a lifeboat to save these children. On seeing the flashlight of Jim, they have come there. Now, the children are much excited. They are thanking God because they are going to get saved now. They are much excited and thankful to these two people also. Who are the two people? They come there. One is Mr. Tom Peters, Disaster Management Committee member, and another one is a nurse in the Red Cross. So they are very thankful. They felt a little bit relieved. So suddenly what happens, you know? Then here's a next sound, a next sound, a next cry, a cry of a girl. When they turn back, they see Sarah falls off the ladder. Sarah falls off the ladder. When she is climbing the stairs to attic, she falls off the ladder. So what happened? Sarah cries bitterly. But thank God there is a nurse here. As Miss Marsh is a nurse, the nurse consoles her that she will be all right soon. We have to thank God. They are just thanking God because nurse is there. Marsh assists Sarah. Sarah has broken her right leg just below her knee. It will be very painful. Sarah's leg, now they have to act accordingly wisely. You know, JRC students and Scout students, they will be having some scarf around their neck. Do you know why it is? Suppose if any fracture occurs here, what they will do is, you know, scarf is not just to show their dress code. Actually, do you know, children, what is the use of that scarf? Suppose if I get a fracture here, if I have that scarf around my neck, I can take the scarf and also I can take a long scale as we use in our classes. We can keep the scale alongside of our hand and we can tie it tightly so that it won't move. It will be safe, very safe. This is the first aid. For first aid purpose only, scarf is there for JRC people and Scout and whatnot. So Sarah's leg is now splintered. What is splintered? Splintered with pillows. Pillows. Now, the condition is, if any fracture occurs, according to Junior Red Cross, we have to take them to hospital or to medical treatment without shaking that part. That's the first thing we have to do, being done in JRC and all. Sarah's leg is splintered with pillows, surrounded with pillows. They have taken pillows and they have surrounded Sarah's leg with pillows. So it is now safe. So she can't move here and there. The leg is safe there. And they use umbrella. The second smart thinking, what they have done here is, they use umbrella. Why they have used umbrella? What is the use of umbrella here? Can anyone guess? Yes, you are right. I tell you, they are in the attic now. So Sarah can't climb down. So Sarah is made to sit in the umbrella. So they just lower the umbrella to the ground level. Sarah comes down safely. நம்ம ஊரில் கூட பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, ஒரு வேளை கிணத்துல எல்லாம் பூனை விழுந்துச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், ஒரு கொடையில் ஒரு கருவாடோ மீனை போட்டு கிணத்துல இறக்குவாங்க. ஸோ பூனை என்ன பண்ணும்? டக்குன்னு எகிரி அந்த அம்ப்ரெல்லாவில் குதிச்சிரும். குதிச்ச உடனே அழகாக மேலே எடுத்துருவாங்க. The same thing, the same strategy principle is followed here. So with the help of umbrella and pillows, Sarah is brought down safely here. And also she goes safely into the boat also. Now, Rose and Betty. So now Sarah is somehow rescued. Sarah feels a little bit relieved as Miss Marsh is already available there. Rose and Betty also accompany Sarah. And next what happens? Now here in the house, Jim and Amy stay safe on the roof. They're waiting for the next boat, next lifeboat. And now Mr. Peter says goodbye to them and he gives a jar of coffee, a cocoa. It is mentioned as cocoa. Cocoa is nothing but a hot drink just like coffee. And when Amy thanks him, he says to thank the Red Cross Society. Since they are in this disaster management committee, they have come to help them. So they too have been rescued. So this is the second scene, dear children. Now, we'll go into the textbook glossary. I'll tell the new words for you. You have to give the meaning words. The first one is hark. H-A-R-K, hark. What is hark? Hark is nothing but listen or pay attention, we can say. Listen or pay attention. And next one, thumping sound. Thumping sound. The boat thumped on their house. The boat thumped on the house. Thumping. What is thumping? Striking heavily. வேகமாக போய் இடிக்கிறாங்க இல்லைங்களா, அது பேர் thumpingனு சொல்லுவோம். Thumping sound. Pick a back. Next one, pick a back. A good thing which is well known to us, but we don't know what is pick a back. Pick a back. Pick a back is nothing but on the back and shoulders of another person. ஒரு தோளில் வச்சு தூக்கிட்டு வந்தால் எப்படி இருக்கும்? ஒரு அடிப்பட்டவங்கள என்ன செய்வாங்க அப்படின்னாக்கா தோளில் வச்சு தூக்கிட்டு வருவாங்க. Pick a back. It is also one of the skills in Red Cross. Pick a back. Particularly when they are caught in a flood or something like that, when they got fainted, we use this type of strategy called pick a back strategy. And next one, splint. Splint. Sarah's leg was splintered with pillows. What is splint? A long, flat object used as a support for broken bones. சைடில் ஏதாவது ஒரு முட்டு கொடுக்குற மாதிரி கொடுத்து அவங்க சேஃபாக ஒரு வேளை கையிலையோ காலையோ அடிப்பட்டாக்கா அது மீண்டும் அசைய முடியாத அளவுக்கு முட்டு கொடுத்து கொண்டு போய் டாக்டர்கிட்ட சேர்க்கணும். That is called splint here. Now we will go to antonyms. Yes, antonyms, opposite form of the meaning we have to give. Question I give you. First one, believe. Believe. I'll give you 3 options to you. A, accept. B, disbelieve. And C, certain. I'll come again. For believe, 3 options. A, accept. B, disbelieve. And C, certain. What will be the answer? Yes, as you know, the answer is disbelieve. Disbelieve. Yes, you're right. We'll go for the second antonym. Carelessly. The term is carelessly. Carelessly. So what are the options? I'll give you the options to you now. A, clearly. B, gently. And C, carefully. I'll give you the options one more time. A, clearly. B, gently. And C, carefully. And as you know very well, I think you might have guessed the answer. It is nothing but C, carefully. Carefully. Yes, very good. And the last one we'll see, valuable. Valuable. Very much valuable, we will tell. Valuable. What is the antonym form of valuable? Yes, A, expensive. And B, worthless. And C, costly. For valuable, 3 options are there. A, expensive. B, worthless. C, costly. What is the opposite form of this term valuable? Yes, you're right. The answer is worthless. Valuable na ரொம்ப விலை உயர்ந்தது. Worthless naga விலையே இல்லாதது, ரொம்ப தரமற்றதுன்னு சொல்லலாம். So worthless. Very good, children. Hope you all have answered right. Now, we are going to see a small interesting part. It's nothing but a dialogue, a conversation. A conversation. Who is going to take part in this conversation? It is none but you only. Yes. Now, you are a government official talking to an old lady. Just think it over. You are a government official talking to an old lady who has lost her belongings in some flood, we can say, in some flood. Now you have to write 5 sets of exchange between you and the old woman. Between you and the old woman. So you have to start the conversation now. Shall we start now? Yes, come on, you can come up with your conversations. I know very well that you are started and you are going on. Yes, very good, children. Very nice. Yes, now, let me tell my own example to you. Now, you are telling, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. What the old lady will reciprocate? Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Next you are telling, I'm from Fire and Rescue Department. Fire and Rescue தெரியும் இல்லைங்களா? தீயணைப்புத்துறை. I'm from Fire and Rescue Department. How can I help you? Now you are saying, I'm from Fire and Rescue Department. You want to help her. How can I help you? Old lady says, Sir, I have lost my belongings in the flood. I lost my belongings. Belongings na உடைமைகள்னு சொல்லலாம் தமிழ்ல. என்னுடைய எல்லா உடைமைகளும் தண்ணியில் அடிச்சிட்டு போயிடுச்சு, வெள்ளத்தில் அடிச்சிட்டு போயிடுச்சு. I lost my belongings in the flood. Oh, I am sorry. Where are you staying now? Now, as we have seen in this drama, the first thing all we need to give affected person is the basic things: food, clothing and shelter. We have to stick upon these three essential things. So, now you are asking, oh, I am sorry, where are you now? Old lady says, Sir, I am staying in the open ground near the school. I am staying in the open ground near the school. Just think it over. They are all staying. All means the group of people staying in the open ground. Now you are talking about the second basic need, food. You're asking, have you taken your food? Have you taken your food? Old lady says, no sir, myself and my neighbors na யாருங்க? நம்ம கூட இருக்கிற அக்கம் பக்கத்தினர். Myself and my neighbors are here without adequate food. என் கூட இருக்கவங்களும் எங்களுக்கும் போதுமான சாப்பாடு இல்லை. She expresses her grief. Now you say, don't worry ma'am, our JRC volunteers will be there in 15 minutes to assist you. You console her by sending JRC volunteers to assist her, and also not only her, the whole team, the whole group of people. Old lady thanks you. Finally she says, thank you very much sir. Sir, dear children, this is the conversation, and also you can build up conversations between some two different people. You can build the conversations, thereby you can improve your vocabulary also. Yes, very good. And next we are going to see some short question answers. This you can answer very easily, I believe so. The first question to you, who came to rescue the children? Yes, now your answers. Yes, you're right. The two people, Mr. Peters and Miss Marsh. Miss Marsh is none but nurse in the Red Cross Society. Mr. Peters and Miss Marsh from the Red Cross came to rescue the children. Yes, you're right. Very good. We'll pass on to the next question. What happened to Sarah? So something happened to Sarah, you know, while they were discussing and chatting with each other. So what happened to Sarah? Sarah had broken her right leg just below the knee. So what happened? Sarah had broken her right leg just below the knee. Yes, nice. You are telling the answers rightly. The next question, who is the founder of Junior Red Cross? So it's a very important thing. Who is the founder of Junior Red Cross? We are proud to introduce this famous personality, Sir Henry Dunant, who is born in Switzerland. So only the flag, he made the flag of Switzerland as the flag of the Red Cross also. Sir Henry Dunant is the founder of Junior Red Cross. If at all military people gets pension, it's only because of the efforts of the great personality, Sir Henry Dunant. So this is the question to you, who is the founder of Junior Red Cross? The answer is Sir Henry Dunant is the founder of Junior Red Cross. Ask you one question, now you have to answer of your own. You have to explain in simple terms. Yes. The question is to you, now you have to express in your own words the happenings of the drama in the second scene. Now you have to express in your own words the happenings of the drama in the second scene, particularly in the second scene. What happened in the second scene? Yes. Yes, come on, bring with your answers, come on. Yes, you're right. So first what happens? Jim and his team moved everything to the attic. Jim and his team means nothing but the group of girls, Sarah, Betty, Amy. Yes, this group of girls. His team moved everything to the attic. Attic na irne sonna illengala paranai, motta maadi keela irukra room. Adha taannaka mela motta maadi poyidalam. Attic. Moved everything to the attic. Everything in the sense essential things, what they were in need of. So moved everything to the attic. The second, Mr. Peters and Miss Marsh came in a boat to rescue them. Lifeboat we can say. Mr. Peter and Miss Marsh came in a boat to rescue them. The next incident happened there was Sarah got her right leg broken under her knee. Sarah brought her right leg broken under her knee, and next they were safely transferred. All these people, all these the crew, safely transferred Sarah to the boat with the help of two things. One is pillow, and with the help of umbrella. So they used two things. So Sarah was safely transferred to the boat with the help of pillows and an umbrella. So finally, Red Cross Society on the whole, because Jim was also a Red Cross student, did a tremendous service to save the children. So finally what happened? The rain too stopped, and the boat took away Sarah for medication, and another boat came back to take Jim and Amy, and finally they too were safe. So dear children, what do you want to say about Junior Red Cross? Are you much interested in Junior Red Cross? Not only Junior Red Cross, many welfare clubs are there in our school. For example, we can say Scouts and Guides, Red Ribbon Club, and many are there. So what we have to do is, in our student life itself, we have to involve in any one of these activities. We must indulge in this one. We must show our active participation in this one, so that we can help the people, and also the main thing is we can feel very proud that we are serving our nation. Let me tell one real incident which happened. Actually, at a time, one lady was about to deliver a baby. She got her delivery pain, but the fact is she was on the 6th or 7th floor. She was living in an apartment. She was on the 6th or 7th floor, I think so. Suddenly, ambulance had been called. Ambulance had come. Ambulance were on the ground floor. Now, the problem is, what they faced, suddenly the medical team faced a problem, because actually she could not walk. The lady who was on the 6th floor could not walk down. So they had to take the stretcher to that place. Stretcher na theriyalaya, padukka vechu thookittu varuvaanga illaya. They have to take the stretcher to that place. So the problem arises here. So what happened, since the stairs na padikket were very narrow, they couldn't bend the stretcher here and there. So they have startled. They did not know what to do. They were simply standing. So what happened, the real incident I am telling you, they got a plan. They just rang up JRC Disaster Management Committee. What beautiful thing happened, this Disaster Management Committee rushed to the spot. I think it happened in Mumbai. I'm not very particular. JRC Disaster Management Committee rushed to the spot, and they went to the place where that lady were, and asked the lady to lie on a bed sheet. Or peri bed sheet padukku vechitaanga. What happened, they just rolled on the both sides of the bed sheet. Just think it over, the smart thinking. They had made a temporary stretcher which is very much flexible. Safely they brought down the lady to the ambulance, took her to the hospital, and finally she delivered a beautiful baby, and both the lives had been saved. Just think over. Just think over. So very excited to hear this, So these are the beautiful activities we can do when we participate in these like clubs. So dear children, I hope you all have enjoyed this lesson, and also not only mere enjoyment, we must know our duty, what yet we have to do to our nation. So let us join any one of the clubs, do our best to serve the society and thereby serving the country. And thank you all for listening to this. Thank you so much.